Whoa, what's going on? MasterKingJC? Back on film? What? I bet you guys are wondering, what's the special occasion? Well, no special occasion. Just, I thought that I wanted to do a discussion video pertaining to a certain topic that I've been wanting to talk about for about at least a year and a half now. Well, not a year and a half, like about a year? Yeah, like around a year. And I finally got some motivation to do a video on camera. You see my face again. You see my room looks more empty now, you know, shit got changed around and shit, you know, remodeling, that kind of stuff. But yeah, as you can read by the title, this video is going to focus mainly on Usopp and the current state of the Dressrosa arc One Piece. Now, I don't really talk much about Dressrosa. Like, I only made like a small, I think I made like one video on Dressrosa. I'm not too sure, but I haven't really given my thoughts on Dressrosa overall. Like, I'm pretty sure you could probably tell that I freaking like this arc. It's a really good arc. A lot of shit going on. But the main meat, you know, I want to get to in this video. And this is going to be an off-the-cuff video because I didn't really write down any notes or something. So I'm trying to make sure I memorize everything I want to talk about in this video so I don't go off topic into a different tangent. So, yeah, Usopp. Maybe there have been some complaints within a small section of the fan community about Usopp and how he's been portrayed throughout most of this arc. And the fandom keeps falling for the same trap again and again and again. It's the same trap Oda uses in almost every arc of Usopp. I like to call it the Usopp trap. I just came with that like an hour ago. So, the Usopp trap. It's basically, Usopp does something cowardly, you know, he is hesitant to fight, he hides, you know, he basically, you know, talks about run away, that type of stuff. Typical Usopp stuff. And then later on in the arc, he does something that some would see as pretty badass or awesome, cool, whatever you want to say. He does something non-Usopp-like. And that's happening in almost like every arc. Well, not every arc, but in most arcs that have Usopp in, you know, like the stuff he did in Little Garden, stuff he did in Alabasta, of course. I think he did something in Sky P, I forgot. It was the only Usopp thing in Sky P I remember is him swinging from trees with that fucking Usopp rope thing. You know, Water 7 of course, Sogeking no Shimate, Oena, Oewa. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Yes, Lobby, of course. Thriller Park, obviously. Usopp! Hammer! You know, that typical Usopp stuff. And it's the Usopp trap. Oda does this in almost every single arc. Usopp does something cowardly, and you know, he ends up doing something pretty cool, pretty awesome near the end arc or in like a climactic moment. And it's part of Usopp's character for him to be cowardly and a liar. Like, those are like two things about Usopp's character that are never going to change, at least until like the final arc or at least into the epilogue of the series. Those are like two main constants with his character. He's cowardly and he's a liar. I mean, it's in his name. Uso means liar in Japanese, so you know, it's in his name to be a liar. You know, the whole Pinocchio long nose thing. And you know, his dream is to become a brave warrior of the sea, which is why he's on the ship in the first place. So he become brave. I mean, if he wasn't a coward, what would be the point of him wanting to become a brave warrior of the sea? And Usopp, to me, in my opinion, you know, is still one of the better developed characters in the series, you know. Well, depending on some people, he was or he still is, depending on who you ask. My personal opinion, he still is one of the better developed characters in the series because he's still the character in One Piece who's still the closest to human on the crew. Because, you know, he's still afraid of stuff, he still fears stuff, but he's really the closest character to an actual human being that's on the ship right now. And to be honest with you, if a human was on the ship, they would not have made it far on the Grand Line. I'm just gonna be real honest with you. If a real person was in One Piece, they would have probably not even made it to the Grand Line, because the moment you encounter the fishmen and realize that there are a whole bunch of people like them and stronger people and there are people who are stronger than them in the Grand Line, that probably would have scared off a lot of people. especially when you come across the Sea Kings and all the crazy stuff that goes on in the Grand Line. And you know, it's Usopp, you know, his goal, I think, is one of the easiest to achieve and also one of the hardest to achieve. It's kind of weird to explain. Like, he wants to be a brave warrior to see, but there are moments in One Piece where you could look at Usopp and say, okay, he's a brave warrior. But those aren't like consistent moments. Those are like moments he has, like random moments that happen during important moments in different arcs. And with Usopp, I think what Oda's trying to do is what I think Oda's trying to do with Usopp, he's trying to keep him still a little bit of a coward, but he doesn't want to make him too brave, because that's his main goal. All the Straw Hats, at least I hope so, all the Straw Hats need to reach their main goal by the end of the show. Like, once they get to the end of the show, the end of the series, they need to all reach their goal. You know, Usopp Zoro needs to become the greatest swordsman, obviously. Sasha needs to find all blue, and Nami needs to draw her world map, that kind of stuff. And Usopp's goal is pretty much like, it's something he needs to achieve by at least that final arc. And this is something I think would have worked a little bit better if One Piece was a shorter series, where, you know, you have a character, he's a coward at the beginning, and as the series progresses, he starts to get a little bit braver and braver, to the point where, let's say One Piece was like 20, 30 volumes long. You can see Usopp's character evolve into a much more braver person. But since the series is so long, Oda doesn't want to make Usopp, he wants to have Usopp's character grow. That's very obvious. You can obviously see his character grow as the arc go by. But he still wants to keep that constant, him being a coward. Because if he reaches his goal, and I believe Sawyer touched upon this in his review, his One Piece Chapter 739 review, if Usopp reaches his goal a little bit too quickly, I mean, what's going to be the point of him being on the ship? You know, if he reaches his goal already. And it's kind of difficult. I mean, I can kind of see it, but it's kind of difficult for a writer of a long series like this to keep a character like Usopp in this type of situation. And I want to get the whole thing about Treble and Sugar. Now, Oda's been hinting, he's been dropping some strong hints with Treble. I believe so, of him possibly being Usopp's opponent in this arc, if they even get opponents. Because right now, we're about 41 chapters into this arc, I believe, 40 chapters, and none of the Straw Hats have had like a big fight. Like, Frankie's the only Straw Hat who's like fighting right now, and that was like 5 chapters ago. Luffy and Zoro are currently with encountering Pika. We don't see them fighting. Nami, Sanji, Chopper, Brook, they're like not even on the island anymore. So that's another thing too I want to talk about with Dressrosa before I get back to Usopp, is that this arc has so much stuff going on. And Oda like pretty much has half the crew not even on the island, not even involved in the current plot line. So it's kind of weird what Oda's doing with this arc. Like, he's trying to change things out from his usual format, but still it's starting to feel like a lot of stuff is going on. I like it, but at the same time it's kind of worrisome, because you have so much stuff going on and so many plot points going on. We don't even know what's happened with Sanji and Big Mom, which was like 10 chapters ago. And it's like a whole bunch of stuff going on. He's trying to focus on some stuff with these new characters. Like, that's what happens when you have a large main cast and you have new characters being introduced and you want to get them all spotlight. Like, Law got shot like what, 12 chapters ago. We don't even know we know he's alive, but we don't even know his current condition right now. So that's the whole situation with Dressrosa. So back to Usopp. What was I saying? Yeah, the situation with Usopp and Treble. Treble always been dropping some hints that Treble might in fact be Usopp's opponent, or Usopp and Robin's opponent, you know, for this arc right now, because we see that Treble, he's able to snipe a fly with amazing accuracy, and he's pretty easily deceivable from what I can tell. And Usopp is a master of deception, of course. I mean, look at him. Look what he's doing with the dwarves right now. And his snot / sticky shit is flammable. And who uses fire? Usopp, of course. So I don't know if this order dropping hints for Usopp to have a chance against Trouble, but the thing about Trouble is he's pretty damn strong. And not only that, he's one of Doflamingo's top officers. So that right there comes with a lot of height. I mean, Doflamingo we see is a very strong opponent. I mean, the dude, he looked like he was not even that intimidated by Aokiji. And the only person he really fears is Kaido, or Yonko, which he should fear. I mean, it's fucking Kaido. But I don't know. Treble, he should be at least on the level of Pika and Diamante, who in their own right appear to be very strong, at least strong enough to give Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji at least a run for their money. So in order for Usopp to gain a chance at beating Treble, Oda's gonna have to set up in a way where Usopp has the tactical advantage. He knows his opponent's weaknesses and he knows his opponent's strengths, and he's able to use his wit. Like, that's one of the things about Usopp's fights I always kind of like. He always uses his wits, his brain to try to figure out solutions against some enemies. I mean, that's how he almost beat Luffy, because he knew Luffy for so long. He knew Luffy's strengths and his weaknesses and that stuff. But the thing is, though, it seems kind of weird right now to have Usopp need motivation to fight Treble and to take out Sugar, because right now the main goal was to knock out Sugar. That was the main goal. And Treble, he's, like I said, he's very strong. He's very fast. Like, he's able to blitz from like one end of the port to the other end of the port in like about the same panel. And if Usopp can't beat him in a head-on battle, he would lose badly. He would get murdered. And the thing here, I don't know what's happened with the main goal. I thought the main goal was to knock out Trouble by using Sugar, my mistake, by using the Tabasco sauce ball thingy. But we don't know what happened to that. It disappeared. I don't know if Usopp still has it or if he plans on using it. If he does have it, because that disappeared because Leo had it and he got caught, and we don't know what happened to the ball. Treble's in the same room with Sugar, so there's that. Like, and Treble is also pretty fast. He has a good eye too. So if Usopp even tries to maybe take out Sugar, Treble might be able to catch wind of him, and take him out. Because this situation is odd because Usopp should have the advantage, but he also doesn't have the advantage right now. So it's odd seeing how Oda's got it set up right here. But the thing about Usopp's character, like I mentioned before, Oda's trying to keep him cowardly, but also trying to show what was it saying before, that he's trying to keep him cowardly, but he doesn't want to make him too brave. Like, it's weird what Oda's doing, and I think he could have done a little better job of it. I can't think of any ways for him to have done a better job, but there definitely had to be a better solution for him to do something about making Usopp look like a little bit incompetent, in my opinion. But that's basically what I want to talk about. Like I said, this is an off the cuff discussion, so most of this stuff is just off the top of my head. So I don't know what's gonna go on. Usopp's definitely gonna have his moment of shine, of course. Like I said, this is the Usopp trap. Oda always does this, and people still fall for it. Of course, Of course, you got a small minority saying Usopp sucks, Usopp's a pussy, that kind of stuff. And it makes sense why there are some people who will be that adamant toward Usopp, because there are people who don't like cowards or weaklings, and Usopp, for the most part, is a coward, and he appears to be a weakling, even though he's taken a lot of damage. I mean, he took a 4-ton bat to the face, and he freaking lived, but that's plot armor for you. But right now, there's a lot of stuff going on in this arc. Usopp has a chance to, shine this arc. Like, he's been shining in like selective scenes in the past few arcs. Like, there was his fight with Daruma and fucking Fishman Island. There was this whole speech in Punk Hazard, and him taking out Buffalo and capturing Caesar Clown, which is pretty impressive from a long distance. And that was like a nice way to showcase Usopp's ability. But in this type of situation where you have a very strong player right here and a very crucial little girl, Sugar, who's no bitch. She's no bitch. I mean, She took out like a whole bunch of dwarves like easily. So Usopp and Robin are in a very strange situation right here, where I can see a lot of people don't see them winning without help, but I can also see the potential of Usopp using his wit to maybe distract Trouble or somehow knock out and make Sugar unconscious, or Robin doing something as well. And on a little bit of a tangent, Robin needs a fight. She needs a fight. Like a lot of people say that Robin nominated her own fights, and right now I don't think any Straw Hat is, well, I don't think all the Straw Hats, correction, I don't think all Straw Hats are going to get a fight this arc, which is pretty obvious since half the crew's not on the island right now. So that's just my thoughts right there. Tell me what you guys think about Usopp right now. What do you think about his character right now? Because I think his character isn't in danger or has been mitigated, but Oda's trying. Oda, I don't know if he's having trouble. I think he's having trouble knowing what to do with Usopp in this type of situation. One more thing I want to touch. One more thing before I go. People keep talking about Sogeking coming back. Where's Sogeking? Where's Sogeking? No, I think one of the most damaging things to Usopp's character would be if he brings back Sogeking. And that's mostly because while I love Sogeking was a fun gag, you know, hero shtick he had going on. That was fun. But after 2 years of training, after so long, I mean, he hasn't brought a Sogeking mask since Thriller Bark. I feel at this point Usopp doesn't need Sogeking. Like, he should be Sogeking. He doesn't need to put on a mask. He doesn't need to hide behind an alter ego to have, you know, to build up his own strength of courage, because that's his courage. He just has a mask on. He's hiding behind it. Although even as Sogeking, he did act kind of cowardly a bit, but he doesn't need that mask right now. He shouldn't have to, because that would kind of mean that he's still Enos Lobby / Thriller Bark Usopp, and he really shouldn't need Sogeking right now. I mean, he should just rely on his own skills. But that's just my thoughts right there. I've been talking for way too long. We'll see how it goes. Usopp's gonna get his moment to shine, of course. Tell me what you guys think down below. Your thoughts on Usopp, your thoughts on Dressrosa, and your thoughts on any other topics concerning the One Piece and what I've been talking about. So, yeah, JC back again, live on camera. I'll probably try to do more videos on camera later on, but we'll see how that goes. So, comment, rate, subscribe. Catch you guys again next time. As always, peace.